I wish I had a retirement do-over. Hey guys, coming to you from Malibu on a beautiful, beautiful Saturday in November. So, comments from you guys. Leave me some comments. Do you wish you had a do-over in retirement? Those of you that have already retired. If you retired early or just at the normal time, what would I do differently? I've got 10 things that I would do differently now that I've been a little over 4 years into this whole thing. So, number one, I would plan better for my retirement location. I didn't really know where I was going to retire. As most of you know, I was planning on a tiny house at first. Yeah, that probably wasn't the best thing to do. You know why? Because I kept downsizing and downsizing and downsizing from my 1,200 square foot house all the way down to my 500 last rental before I retired. Now I have a place over 1,100 square feet. I can fit a lot of those things I got rid of. The main loss I have from that, my CD collection of over 2,000 CDs that I got from my music career, gone. Because I thought I was going into a tiny house. Yeah, bad mistake. Man, do I wish I had them now. Yeah. Number two, I wish I had 3 years of cash on hand when I retired instead of 2. Because again, most of you know, I went through sequence of returns risk right after I retired. That would have helped me keep out of my investments more than I did if I would have had 3 years instead of just 2 years of cash on hand. Sorry, talking loud, but these waves are pretty loud. Number 3, I wish I had better researched healthcare. Yeah. Why is that? Well, because for the first, how long was it? 6 months? I was on Cobra. Cobra, pretty expensive. Yeah. If I would have researched it better, I could have immediately gone to ACA instead of Cobra and saved myself 6 months worth of humongous monthly payments for healthcare. Yeah, that's a big do-over. Number 4. I wish I would have known when I retired that my work friends were not going to be my real friends. You know, I invested too much into trying to keep in contact with these people the first year of retirement. It was a waste of time and energy. Okay, I wish I would have known. I could have eliminated a lot of that time and energy that was wasted on trying to stay in contact with these people I knew from work that I thought would be really, really good friends. Yeah, turns out that's not the way it works. So for you people that are still working, it doesn't work that way. Okay? Most of the time, your work friends are not going to be your real friends. Listen to these waves. Not that big, but they're noisy. Check it out. Crash, crash, come on. Ah, it was a tiny one. How anticlimactic. Hey, for those of you who see me for the first time, my name is Duane, and this is a retirement channel for people on moderate income. If you think you might like that, think about subscribing and like the video. And also down below are 2 other ways to support this channel. Number 5. Okay, this is a big one. I wish I had sold my expensive car before I did. Right after I retired, I wish I had sold. I had a BMW X3 that I loved. Oh my God, man. A lot of power. 6-cylinder. A lot of power. Great driver. I absolutely loved it. But I was paying, what was it, $350 a month? I kept up with those payments for a little over a year until I finally got rid of it. Now I went to a Kia Soul, which I loved, but no power. So then I went to an X1, which I could afford, and paid cash for it. I wish I would have got rid of that X3 immediately. I would have saved myself a good year and a half of car payments, which came out to what, $4,000? Hey, when you're on moderate income, man, it all adds up. Number 6, another big one. As most of you know, I purchased an RV about a year into my retirement. Sorry, having a little trouble walking here. In order to put it up on Airbnb as a rental to give myself some passive or relatively passive income. Okay, A month later, I started my YouTube channel and started making money that way, a much easier way to make money. Man, I kept that RV for 2 years. It developed leaks. It was a pain in the butt. There were mice getting in. There were all kinds of stuff. And I spent $9,000 on it, okay? When I eventually sold it about 2 years later, I sold it for, initially I had it up, I think, for $5,000 because it had some leaks in it. Went down to $4,000, eventually sold it for $3,500. So I lost, well, and then I also spent $500 on putting in the electrical system in order to power the RV on my lot. So I lost about $6,000, $6,500. If I knew what I knew now, if I had a do-over, no RVs, no. Number 7 is an obvious one. I wish I started saving in my 20s. Yeah, I would be much better than a moderate income retirement now if I started saving in my 20s. It's an obvious one, but hey, you got to put it up there. That's a big part of a do-over. What do you want to do over? Check this out. This is where we just ate. Cool little place in Malibu called Paradise Cove. Reasonable price. Wasn't all shishi like a lot of Malibu stuff is. Very down to earth. If you guys are ever here, Paradise Cove Restaurant and Cafe. Number 8. I wish I'd have known immediately which withdrawal plan to do in retirement. When I first went into retirement, I didn't know, man. Okay, you hear all this stuff. Bucket method, 4% rule, glide paths. All this crazy stuff. I needed to have that set when I first retired, which I didn't. It took me months to figure out a withdrawal plan. I really wish I would have had that figured out when I first started, and I wouldn't be floundering for like 6 months, 8 months. Now, yes, granted, it's not that long of a time to flounder around. I get it, but still, I was floundering for a while. Number 9. I wish I would have started watching YouTube retirement channels a lot earlier than I did. It could have saved me some headaches. It could have made me understand financial terms better. Yes, I have an MBA, but it was just an MBA 30 years ago that is good for general knowledge on financial products. But there's a lot of channels out there, for instance, like Rob Berger, who has really in-depth knowledge on investing and everything. I didn't start watching that until right before I retired. If I would have figured that out and started watching it, say, 2 years before I retired, man, I would be in a lot better spot than I am now. So yes, I wish I would have started watching YouTube financial channels, and not just YouTube, but just learning about finance more than I did, earlier than I did. It would have, guys, if you ever have any doubts on that, the earlier the better, as far as learning about all things finance, investing, and especially retirement. You got to start learning early what things to do, what things not to do. It can be a job sometimes, but do it. Just do it. You'll thank me later for it once you're like I am, a little over 4 years into retirement. And the last one I wish I had a do-over for, I wish I had started my YouTube channel before I retired. I started it a little over a year after I retired. But think of all the good content that could have been, guys. That could have been starting, you're 2 years away from retirement. What are all the decisions leading up to that? All the trial and errors you had. Man, I could have had some series going on. It could have been a countdown, a year to retirement, 9 months to retirement, 6 months. Oh my God, what am I going to do? I could have gone viral. Craziness. I would have had millions and billions of subscribers by now. I just think it would have been some great content. So instead of starting my YouTube channel a year plus into retirement, I wish I had started it 2 years before. Yeah, could have been a lot more experienced by now, and I think we could have some really good product. So guys, let me tell you something. I haven't been to the beach in a long time. Up close, this close to the beach. I miss it. Now, would I like to live on the beach? Wouldn't mind, but would I really like to live it? I mean, right now I'm wearing boots. Okay, look at this. Yeah, I don't like sand all over the place. I have friends that live on the beach. There is sand all over the place. I don't care how tightly you seal up your house, windows, doors, everything. There is sand in the bed. There is sand in the pillowcases. There is sand in your food. So would I like to live on the beach? I don't think so, unless it was like my second vacation house. Permanently? Yeah, I don't know, but it sure is beautiful, isn't it? So as always, guys, hey, we could all use a do-over in certain areas, right? Just be thankful where you're at. Have compassion, have gratitude. Main word is gratitude. And as always, from not the high desert, but lovely Malibu, California, where it's currently about 68 degrees and nice. A couple days after Thanksgiving. We got this.